Doink! Hey Nukenites, it's Nuke. I'm going to be casting a couple of Bork-related videos today. Starting it off with Stork versus Horang2 on Neo Aztec. Samsung Khan versus CJ Entus. They're back to CJ now. Used to be CJ Entus, then they became Height Entus after the merger. Now they're back to CJ. Lost Height Beer, delicious Height Beer as their sponsor. Very sad. I'm sure the guys at the team house miss those free kegs of beer. Except, up at the 12 o'clock position in blue is Stork. Glassesless Stork, which is really kind of unsettling. But down at the 5 o'clock position in purple is Horang2. Horang-e, of course, means tiger in Korean. And he is Horang2 because Bako is already the white tiger. So he is the second tiger. I just made all that up. I have no idea why he has a 2 at the end of his name. But hey, guys. I'm casting again, believe it or not. This really is a blistering pace for me. 2 games a month. Oh, man, I'm tired already. 1 minute into this cast. I think I'm going to have to take a couple of months off after this game. Yeah, let me get a drink of water here. Can't get the cap off with one hand. Damn it. I need to get it like an actual headset microphone like every other caster on the planet Earth has. But okay. Yeah, I have like a one handheld standard mic through this really ghetto pop filter that's sticking out from the side of my desk. But anyways, yes, I am back to casting, and it feels very good. Sort of. It's kind of hot in here, but in the abstract, it feels good. And yes, a lot of things have been happening that have kept me from casting. I mean, I've been up to so much, been so busy at work and other things. I've seen the movie Thor 2.5 times over the past week. That's a long story. Won't go into that here. And I've been on a date with a beautiful woman. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the whole time I was thinking, yeah, she's so hot, there's no way I'm ever going to get a second date, ever. And I think I did. So I have no idea what happened there. And I've been into this exercise routine. I'm getting into an exercise regimen. I'm trying to lose some weight. I mean, I'm not a fat guy by any means. I'm not fat at all, but I just want to kind of get in better shape. I was looking at old photos of myself from high school or whatever. I was like, man, I was in really good shape back then. Just my own personal goal, becoming the most fit StarCraft commentator, which is not that difficult to do in some cases, but... Yeah, well, actually, Rise used to commentate, and he was a wrestler, I think. He was in really, really good shape, so I have a lot to work on to get in as good a shape as he was. But anyways, let's get back into this game. I'm sure a lot of you were groaning at seeing the PvP. You're like, Protoss versus Protoss? Oh, Nuke. Why would you do this? I know it's a Stork game. Oh, there's snow with a flowery background. Man, that's kind of fruity. But, yeah, Protoss versus Protoss is my favorite mirror matchup. I've got to admit that. Zerg versus Zerg is fun, but it's roughly the same every time you view it. You could kind of say the same for every mirror matchup, I guess, but there's a lot more variation in Protoss versus Protoss and TVT. A lot of different things going on here. Crazy particle beams from Horang trying to sneak in, not able to do so. Stork very good on the micro there to keep that probe scout away. In the meantime, Stork has snuck into Horang's base on the other side, seeing that Dragoon range spinning. That's going to give him a little bit of information, knowing that Horang's not going straight into his robotics facility for Reaver drops or anything of that nature. But yes, what was I talking about? I have no idea. Oh, man. So, the Dragoon range is spinning inside of Stork's base. And this is pretty awesome. Oh, yeah, the Protoss versus Protoss I was saying is my favorite matchup, and I can't think of a better matchup to come back to because this is still one of my favorites. It's always been my favorite mirror matchup. So many dynamics go on, so many high-stakes units, powerful units like the Reaver and the High Templar, Archon. It's just a clash of the titans whenever you see a PvP. I'm kind of scared for Stork in this game, though. I'm doing a Bisu game later, and... yeah, I'm more scared for Stork in this matchup than I would be for Bisu later, playing Baby in the SKT versus We Made Fox. Because Stork has just not been doing that well recently. He's been paired off against quite a few Zerg players, And so I guess he hasn't really exhibited his Protoss versus Protoss play as of late, but still, he's been floundering, just not doing that well. I kind of blame it on the lack of glasses. I think he took off his glasses to look cooler and didn't actually put in contacts or anything. So he's just squinting at the screen right now. He's like, is that a Zergling? No, wait, I'm playing a Protoss player. Okay. Looks like a Zergling to me. But the robotics facility coming up. Observatory on the other side for Horang. I didn't exactly see what was going on inside of Stork's base. I assume that he's going for the observatory first as well, because it really wouldn't be viable to go for Reaver first on this map. With the ledges everywhere, you want some good scouting to the sides of your bases, on the high ground area, because if the other player goes for kind of the quad damage build or something like that, finally the robotics support bay, I think, is going to come down for both players. Stork is kind of hovering around. Yep, very mirrored build at this stage in the game. But as I was saying, yeah, you need that vision of the high ground, the vision to the side of the bases for those incoming drops and such. Otherwise, the other player might go for the quad damage build 4 gateways, and try to contain you inside of your main, and you can't let that happen. So you have to have observers to get vision of the high ground. But okay, let's take a look at where the strategies branch off from here. Both players are going to have the natural expansions up at about the same time, so they're both going to have a pretty strong economy. I don't see either player doing much harassment yet before like the second Reaver pops out for both. But the observer's kind of meeting in the middle, but neither is really committing to going to the other's base. Because I think that both were trying to follow the other observer to snipe it with some Dragoons. Sniping an observer this early in the game would be a big, big boon to your game. And both players doing the probe transfer. It seems that Stork has transferred way more probes. That might just be kind of a visual trick, but no, I think he has transferred a lot more probes there. Anyways, doesn't matter that much, because this is a pretty mirrored build, as Horang was putting down his third gateway, I think, inside of his main. He's preparing for a drop, I think, for Stork to come in with some Reaver harassment, because he already has his just a couple of Dragoons there prepared to snipe, prepared to fend away a shuttle. And he has a few Dragoons at the front. Stork has most of his defenses at the front. I don't think he has anything around his main to defend that. I think he is... Yeah, he's focused on the natural expansion because he's thinking to himself, well, if he's going for a Reaver harassment drop, he's going to come up to the side, come in from the east, let little ledge at the east and harass the natural expansion, because it would be very risky to go through the middle as Horang to go after that main. That would just be way too risky. You risk running into a bunch of Dragoons in the middle, and that would be it. That would be your game. 2 Reavers, gone. So Horang does not want to risk anything like that. So Stork is right in thinking that the most likely target for him will be the natural expansion, but we're about to find out soon, since Horang just picked up a Reaver, and he might be going for his second Reaver soon, because it's just about that time for the second Reaver to pop out. And he will be ready to go once that happens. But he's hovering around at the moment, I think, just waiting for... Yeah, there's the second Reaver. He gets the Scarabs on it, hits R on that Reaver a bunch of times, and he is working his way up already, very aggressively pushing his way towards Stork's natural expansion. But the good part for Stork on this map is he'll be able to hold the high ground area, and if he can have like a couple of Dragoons at the top to protect his natural expansion as well, he should be able to defend this. But no, he's falling all the way back to his natural to get back to his Reavers too, to do this attack. And it looks like Horang might be actually going for this. The Reavers coming in right now, trying to get a couple of good Reaver shots there. But oh, both Reavers go down for Horang. I'd say Horang's got to get out of there. Oh, run, Horang. Oh, another huge Reaver shot on about 4 Dragoons. So Stork taking that engagement pretty easily. Yeah, Horang just wasn't paying attention to his Reavers. They didn't at least pick up one as the Scarab was coming for both of them. But Citadel of Adun coming up now for Horang. So I think he is going to switch into High Templar, maybe for some High Templar harassment, something like that. But either way, he's going to have to be on the defensive now, because Stork, he's going straight for the harassment already. There's only one Dragoon inside of the main for Horang, so he's got to chase that down with a single Dragoon. Of course, he does have Reaver of his own. Might go for a Scarab on this or not, but a bunch of probes go down. But Stork is not going to push his luck any more than that. He's deciding to skirt away, because he got a lot of damage done, not only by taking that engagement, but by killing those probes. So Stork he's just got to ride the advantage home, which can be easier said than done sometimes, because the other player might commit to just a huge army off a bunch of gateways. He might go for a couple of extra bases. There are a few options that Horang's got to consider at this point, because he just lost a lot of probes. Obviously, he's going to be behind if he keeps up the mirrored type of build against Stork. So he's got to decide, well, do I want to expand a lot, or do a very aggressive push, try to whittle down the army of Stork, so that it can expand a lot later, maybe during that engagement. But Stork is already taking his third nexus. A lot of gateways coming up for Horang. So he's going to have about 6 gateways soon. Stork is going to have about the same number, but he will have the bases to support it. So this is going to be a pretty aggressive attack from Horang, and he's assuming a lot by building all of these gateways. He's assuming that he can protect a third base of his own. Even some additional gateways there I see coming up, so no telling exactly how many gateways that Horang is going to have. It might have been the 8 there inside of his main. I'm not exactly sure, but he already has those 6. And he has an observer in just to see if he can get some extra harassment over at that brand new base. Plus, he's going to be able to spot the brand new base. That's going to give him some info there as well. He sees it, and he's deciding to head home. But yeah, a lot of gateways coming up. Oh man, this is going to be 9 gateways for Horang. So he is going for a very aggressive kind of a timing attack, sort of. Stork, it will probably be a little bit difficult for him to hold at first. But really, he's going to be working with the economic advantage, so he should be able to pump enough reinforcements to eventually fight back this push from Horang. So Horang is going to get very pushy very soon, and Stork is going to know about it. I think the Stork has the observer. Yeah, Stork's observer just scouting everything, scouting all the extra gateways. So he's saying, extra gateways, eh? So either you're going for a big push, or you're trying to support... or you're trying to get up your extra nexus. I've had this conversation before, but I really don't know what it is. I think it's nexus. Nexi, as Jim Raynor would say. I'm going to listen to Raynor on this one. But the forge spinning up back there for Stork. Let's look at those upgrades for Stork. He doesn't have anything yet. Since he's been focusing so much on his economy, he'll be able to get out those upgrades soon, but... it could be a little bit too late, because Horang is already working up a massive army. Going to have the speed lot soon to push through the front, try to get up close and personal and take out the Reavers. And I think that Horang could actually do this if he snipes the Reavers. That's going to be the most important part of the strategy for Horang, is just sniping those Reavers early and keeping on the pressure well enough to keep his own third base. But Stork is already making his way down to the natural expansion, working out actually into the middle, and Horang is going to greet him there, I think. He might have actually had an observer on that entire clump, because he's going out the exact same time. So I think we're going to see a big battle in the middle, huge battle, might be coming even sooner than I thought, because Horang is working his way up. He's got to get in there, though. He's got to get as close as he possibly can and get all those Zealots at the front. And this is going to be the big engagement. 2 Reavers in the back for Horang, a little bit closer than Stork's Reavers. Stork has his Reavers pretty far out to tackle the main army head on. So, oh man, but those Reavers are going to be safe in the back. Stork bringing his Reavers a little bit closer to this attack, plus reinforcements coming in. I think a little bit closer for Horang, taking out a Reaver. Horang still has both of his Reavers. Oh, never mind, losing one. So I think the Stork did take this engagement again, unless Horang could... oh, sniping another Reaver. That was good. Very good of Horang. Plus, he saves his own single Reaver in that shuttle. So he's going to keep on the defense and be able to protect his own third base. So, all right, Horang losing a Dragoon kind of needlessly there, and an Observer in the middle. But now Stork is going straight for his 4th base over at the 3 o'clock position, going straight for the 4th and trying to jumpstart his economy, get all of his gateways running. Alright, Horang is going for his 4th base as well. I think he's going for that down at the 8 o'clock position, and he's going to try to do a little bit of harassment. It's going to be spotted soon by Stork, who just put down his 4th base. He's going to be able to spot this shuttle soon. As the shuttle is coming in, probably won't be able to do much over at this 3 o'clock since Stork trying to transfer some probes, but a little bit unsuccessful and running them all the way back. But Horang didn't get anything done there at all. But he might go in for a second pass soon, see if he can catch Stork off guard, make him think that, I'm not going to attack that base. Yes, I am. Go in there, kill all the probes. But either way, both players are amassing gigantic armies yet again. So Horang is trying to take his 4th base. He hasn't plopped down that Nexus yet. And Stork, I think, is going for harassment now. Yes, Stork is going for another harassment. Horang, he is going for that second pass. Didn't get anything on that run either. Some dud scarabs for him. 3rd pass, actually. Trying to sneak in, get those probes. Unsuccessful. And he shouldn't try to push his luck too much. I mean, he doesn't want to lose that shuttle or anything. But Stork coming in. High Templar storms over all the probes. Only 2 probes remain at the 6 o'clock position. Horang didn't even try to run. I don't think he realized that he was in danger until it was too late. But Horang now pushing out with a pretty large army. It's about the same size as Stork's, actually. And I don't see the Forge or anything spinning for Horang at the moment. I'm going to have to take a look at those upgrades again. High Templar! Oh, Stork really hates probes. Wanted to get rid of those last 2. But the High Templar trying to morph into an Archon unsuccessfully right next to that cannon. That'll do it. But Horang back into the middle. He has all of his Zealots out front, so he could be going for another big attack if he can catch Stork off guard. Oh, man, he's coming in with his shuttle as well. Going to put those Reavers out front and try to drop them. Oh, the Reavers almost going down inside of that shuttle. But now there's some storms from Stork over a couple of Dragoons and an Archon, but man, there's a lot of Zealots for Horang. He's really drilling through with these Zealots as well, just not nearly that many Zealots on the side of Stork. So Stork actually being pushed back here a little bit. He's going to go back to the high ground. He might lose this engagement if he's not too careful. Little bit of exasperation there from Stork, but I think this is Horang's last hurrah because Stork does have 4 bases going, but he might be able to get it done. Horang, he lost all of his Zealots at the front though. Lost his Zealots. He has 1 Reaver left. Oh, I think he lost his 2nd Reaver. Yeah, I think the 2nd Reaver went down, but Horang has reinforcements coming in. So reinforcement Zealots. Gotta get those at the front, keep it away from the Archon splash, but oh, unsuccessful. Reaver shot. And oh man, I think the reinforcements from Stork are going to be able to clean this up. Oh, his Reaver is in danger though. Might lose that Reaver. Oh, he does lose it, but yeah, a lot of troops left for Stork, and that's it. GG from Horang, knowing that he's way behind on bases. He wouldn't be able to deal with a counterattack at all. So Stork, my favorite player Stork, taking this game, the first game of the Samsung Con, versus CJ, not Height, Entus. So alright, that was fun. Let's move on to Bisu versus Baby.